Hi and welcome back to another Onkruid video, welcome back to another unedited Soulstone Survivors video where we retry the Dungeon of Despair on Curse level 4. Playing with the Houndmaster today, and I switched up the runes again a little bit to go to the standard build, the really standard one. Generalist, Focus Fire, Purity. I'm not messing around anymore. We're only achieving victories from now on. That's quite a bold statement, which I probably won't be able to uphold forever, but I'm gonna try to really do my best not randomly dash into enemies' attacks anymore or lords' attacks anymore, even if it means that I have to make 25-minute videos out of this. And 25, that number came into my mind because it was actually already there. And that is because, as you all noticed by now already, episode 25 right here. That means that we are 1/4 of the way of my actual goal with this series, with this game. Does that mean I will stop playing it after 100 episodes? Not sure. But we are gonna have to get over to that 100 milestone and then see what else is gonna happen. Chaos Bolt. We're not gonna shake it up, not gonna mix it up. Chaos Bolt is a projectile and we love projectiles. We love frontile things, we love missile things, we love physical things, and we love projectiles. It's what we love over here in this build and over here on the Onkruid channel. The Onkruid channel that has 178 subscribers as of today. As of yesterday, really. I don't know who that new person is, but thank you very much if you are watching this by any chance. It might be because of my indulging frag shot, sure, because of my indulging in the world of shorts lately. I've tried to make more and more shorts. No, we're not gonna keep buckshot forever, so I don't want to upgrade that necessarily, because shorts are a great way to bring in views. Not necessarily always to bring in new people, I think, because I think a lot of people just watch the short and then click away. They don't go through to your channel and actually look at that. But even if for every short one person would do that, one person from the 200 people that actually view the short, that would still be very nice. I don't want to upgrade my buckshot, I just told you. A nice general damage upgrade would be beneficial for us, and I'm really looking forward to or hoping for the finding of area effect for blast. No, only shrapnel shot for now. Let's go for one little area upgrade in general though, because of the pure focus fire. Because of the focus fire, of course, I don't want to keep buckshot. Because the focus fire area is very small from the start, and a bit of enlargement on that is not too big of a deal. It might actually come in very handy so that we can still get rid of some of the small monsters. For lords, it doesn't really matter if your area is large or not, because you just need to aim correctly at that one single lord on your screen. But to clear out the ads, which is exactly what you need to get to the lord, you need to, of course, have a bit of a wider area. Yeah, that's for sure. Alright. Suction bomb, lightning bolt. I think I'm gonna go for lightning bolt for now. That also plays into our generalist a little bit. Powerful strikes. We're not really going for crits necessarily, we're going for raw damage so far, because I haven't seen any vicious strikes. I feel like if I get vicious strikes at the start, I would definitely love to indulge into crits more and get all my upgrades seated into the seats of critical damage. The parliament of my upgrades is filled with 59% critical damage and then 41% Republicans. Hate those guys. Don't know anything about politics, let alone about American politics. Only 2 upgrades for the Chaos Bolt so far, or it's only level 2. Yeah, I think we can still get rid of it. And then afterwards we're gonna get rid of the buckshot if we can as well. Wow, we just took a lot of damage. But I feel like our build is in a nice spot right now. I think it has some potential. Don't get ahead of myself though, stay calm. Dodge the Lord's attacks, don't take any unnecessary damage at this state of the game, and there we go. I don't know what did that amount of damage, but something definitely did quite a lot of damage. And this is, oh, la crème de la crème. That's exactly what we are looking for, those kinds of legendary upgrades that we can really use. One more area upgrade, and then I should make sure that I don't take any more, because it's not really necessary. We just need to aim a little bit, and we can go slowly but surely. We can just take out the ads, the small little monsters in between. It doesn't have to be insanely quickly or anything. I think I might go for some resiliency right here, because I think that a bit of a defensive upgrade can always come in handy. It doesn't have to be quick. all we have to do is survive. And when we can kill the lords in a quick fashion, that definitely boosts our survival rates, our survival chances by a lot. Would therefore be a very beneficial characteristic to inherit through the power of natural selection. Darwin's theory of evolution and natural selection, of course, shaped the way we think about evolution and just species and life in general immensely. It shapes that immensely. If you don't know, 3 characteristics need to be in order for the process of natural selection to work and for his theory of evolution to actually be sound. Oh, I wish I didn't click that away. I definitely wanted Bloodlust instead of my Buckshot. And that is basically that there has to be variety in between members of a species and in between species. That variety has to have consequences. So, for example, better survivability, that's a very important consequence, of course. And then there has to be heritability. And that makes it so that people with the beneficial side of the consequences, so people or examples of the, firebolt, people that do survive better, they are more prone to give their genes to the next person in line, and that's how generations can adapt. It's something I talked about in my video, my second part of my book discussion. Weg met piekeren, weg van het piekeren, away from worrying. Very interesting stuff. Evolutionary psychology is definitely a source that a whole bunch of experts in a whole bunch of fields in psychology actually indulge into and use as inspiration for their books and all those things. I know, for example, that my book of philosophy, that was also adapted to the field of psychology, so psychological philosophy, if you will, was also very much, I should have taken that napalm blast as well. Thunderclap? No, not really. Thunderclap is also the name for when Zeus went down to Earth, had sex with a mortal woman and gave her chlamydia, by the way. What the hell was I talking about? I don't know. I have no idea. I have no clue. So that means that we're gonna have to talk about something else. Video is a bit of a mess, but I'm getting a bit mind flooded as well. This is already the 3rd Soulstone Survivors video I record today. Oh, a nice little extra dash that's gonna help out. Maybe I should record something else as well, you know? Some more variety again. And maybe I can do another game, but do it unedited as well, so that I don't have to spend a bunch of time editing it, and I can actually still keep up a kind of upload schedule at least, but I can still slot it into the 9 AM slot. Oh, damn. We have some damage up in this bitch, yo. Holy shit. Some critical damage, sure. Vicious strikes, right on time. Unbreakable. I'm gonna go for the defensive upgrade. Controversial decision, but it has to be done. We have to survive. Don't need anything of this. Resilient again, because again, still I don't want to upgrade Buckshot. Might or Bloodlust would come in very handy at this moment. Oh, there's something in our build that kind of is a boss killer, you know? There's something in our build that really does the job quite efficiently. Damage increase for the blasts, thank you very much. Which made our Buckshot level up, even though we don't want it anymore. But I mean, by now we should maybe just accept it. Accept that the Buckshot is here to stay. Vicious Strikes is definitely helping us out a lot by now, because we are really doing a hell of a lot of damage with our first hits. And I'm also very tanky, because these explosive guys only deal 1 damage to me, for example, so that is very handy. I think this is gonna be a run without any troubles. I really want to get back into old school RuneScape, actually, but I don't think that's gonna make for an interesting series on the channel, sadly. That's one of those games where if you want to become an old school RuneScape YouTuber, you are an old school RuneScape YouTuber, and you are seldom do you still have time to actually include another game in your schedule as well. You need to invest so much time into all those grinds to actually produce some type of content that people enjoy watching. And that's if you're Boaty. If you're Boaty, you can also upload a 6-hour Skyrim video once upon a time, or you can play through the entirety of Roller Coaster Tycoon. That's all possible, but I am no Boaty. I'm not that talented. One of my favorite content creators for sure. Also one of the only people I sometimes go watch on Twitch, Boaty and Northernlion. They are like the only people I ever check into the Twitch stream for, because normally I'm YouTube built. I am a based YouTube enjoyer. You can't entice me with your Twitch live stream actions. I would much rather watch the live stream highlights afterwards on YouTube. And I guess that is just kind of, well, yeah, because I am so addicted to fast-paced content and getting dopamine hits one after another. That's also why I watch YouTube on 2x speed all the time. You know, I just need to get the hit after the hit after the hit. My ventral tegmental area, which is kind of the main reward system controller in your brain, really is like, yeah, YouTube's the stuff. YouTube's the stuff. Dreams are made of. Twitch streams, you have to wait 2 hours for a funny moment to happen, and you might have missed it if you get an ad right at that moment. No, that's not what we want. That's not what we want at all. We want that fast-paced, quick entertainment, and that's exactly why I am mostly focused on YouTube, and I very, very rarely Twitch stream, even though it's also extremely fun for me, and that is because my Twitch streams are just long YouTube videos. My vocal cords are already trembling inside my throat, just like I was trembling in, yeah, no, whatever. But either way, they are already trembling because they know, like, no, please, don't Twitch stream. We did this once, we won't survive. Because I just keep on rambling non-stop for 3 to 4 hours, depending on how long the stream is. I mean, it's very good for my brain, I think, because I learn a lot from thinking so much and ordering my thoughts. But I think that for my vocal cords and my other bodily functions, also my stress system maybe a little bit, they get overloaded. And that's not that great, of course, because you want your stress system to be nice and balanced. There's, of course, the window of tolerance, if you don't know about that. We all have this baseline level of stress or arousal, bodily arousal, needed to perform our day-to-day tasks. Of course, you need to be present in the moment, and arousal and stress can help with that when you're, pardon me, driving your car around, for example. Because you need to pay attention. You need to pay attention and be careful concerning or considering all the other cars in your surroundings. And a baseline level of stress can really help for those kinds of things. And also, for example, when you are taking your kid to school with the bike together, you need to pay attention that he doesn't end up on the street. You need to have a little bit of stress to make sure that your body is up for the task of really focusing on that task. And stress can really help there. But it's a window of tolerance. And that window is kind of a margin. And you can, of course, also be on the other side of the margin, on the way too extreme side. There's 2 extremes, right? You can be not stressed at all, and that might sound interesting, but in the end, that would just make you lie in the sofa all day. Because why would you go to work? Or because your boss fires you? Well, that doesn't matter to you because you don't feel stressed at all. And then there's the other extreme. The extreme where you also lie on the sofa, but that is because you are just so paralyzed because of stress. Your body is just exhausted from being stressed all the time. Oh yeah. Give it to me. I want those legendary upgrades for my physical skills. Magnetic, it's a bit too late. I think I'm better suited with Relentless. And I think that this is now the success formula, right? This is really what we have known all along to be very, very successful. Somebody like the Houndmaster, full physical build, full frontal build with these 3 runes. You just can't miss, you can't go wrong, or at least not in these difficulties yet. Next episode, we're gonna go into Curse level 5, and then everything might change up yet again. But that's all worries for later. For now, all we need to worry about is these last 2 lords that will be spawning, and then we will be a-okay. But we are on the home stretch for this run, that's for sure. And it was a hell of a lot easier than our last attempt with the backstabbing assassin. Yesterday at my work party, I had a discussion about Assassin's Creed. Or not really a discussion, just like a talk. We were having a dialogue about it because the people of work were like, oh, so you're the gamer, because apparently I'm already known as being the gamer because my boss, I told her that I would really, really love to indulge myself and build up an expertise in everything related to the interaction between gaming and psychology. So now I'm known as the gamer at work, which is true, of course. I do game myself. And we had an interesting discussion. He was not such a frequent gamer, such a passionate gamer. He liked to play FIFA, he liked to play some COD, but and then he talked about, well, you also like to play Assassin's Creed, some of those games. And then we had a nice friendly discussion about that. Like, he also told me that he was very interested in history, and that in Assassin's Creed 2, when you're traveling to Firenze, I believe it is, and you are able to jump and climb those famous buildings with the big red roofs, that was very appealing to him, and I could definitely understand. And he also told me, like, the games kept on feeling new, and that's where I stepped in as my gaming expertise kind of took over for a second there, and I was like, if you really would strip away all the cool environments, all the cool assassinations, and all the, yeah, just in general very interesting, very aesthetically pleasing elements, you will realize sooner or later that, well, I'm at just 86 out of 100 right now in this city, and then I have 5 other cities to go, and it's all gonna be exactly the same type of mission and exactly the same process. Ooh! Now we're talking. Alright, this might switch up the game plan a little bit. Executioner. Extra damage for each different type of negative effect on enemies you hit. So now we can choose between Purity or Executioner, whereas Purity is going to be way more helpful at the start of the game, and Executioner might be more helpful towards the end. A character with 4 stars, and in the next episode we might just play with the Houndmaster again, because we know it works, and we will get into Paragon, I was going to say, to prestige level 50 already. Next episode, the first map again, the Scorching Valley, Curse level 5. Very interesting to see what this brings, a new type of material as well. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you are as well. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.